So you want to find out your hair type so that you know what method to choose in order to get dreadlocks. Knowing your hair type is extremely crucial to the dreadlocking process. If you don't know what your hair type is, it's hard to figure out what method to choose, and if you don't know what method to choose, you could end up spending a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort on doing the wrong things. So today I'm gonna walk you through all the hair types. I'm gonna break those down into 3 categories, and I'm gonna give you 3 different methods that work great for each hair type, and also how to speed up all 3 of those methods in order to get them instantly. Did you know that there is a total of 10 different hair types? And those range all the way from 1 all the way to a 4C. And out of those 10 hair types, there's broken down into 3 categories, and those 3 categories are straight hair, curly hair, and coarse hair. So with the first category is the straight hair, and that is from 1 all the way to 2C. That comes out to a total of 4 hair types, and straight hair is anything from extremely straight, which is the 1 hair type, all the way to a little bit of wave, which is the 2C hair type. All of this is lumped into the category of straight hair. So you can do straight hair methods with these hair types. These are the hair types based on a diagram, and this is what the hair looks like in person. So if your hair looks like this, then you most likely fit into this category. Now, what is the best method in order to get dreadlocks just with these hair types? That method is twist and rip, and this is hands down the best method in order to get dreadlocks with straight hair. Keep in mind, for every method that I'm mentioning in today's video, a tutorial is linked down below. With the twist and rip method, it's essentially a controlled back comb. The only downside of this is that it can turn out a little bit frizzy. I mean, considering that you do have straight hair, it's going to appear a little bit more frizzy than the other hair types. And on top of that, it's going to take about 6 months to an entire year for it to completely mature and look very well put together. But there is a way to solve that, which gets me into the instant method with the straight hair type. You can get rid of that frizz and get rid of that 6 to 12 month time frame by using the crochet hook. And with starting out with twist and rip and finishing off with a crochet hook, you'll have fully mature dreadlocks within 24 hours or within the time frame it takes for you to actually do this process. And it all depends on how mature you want the locks to look. I've spent as little as 3 hours and all the way up to 18 hours, but it just depends on how mature you want them to look and how much time and effort you want to put into it. But keep in mind, this is going to eliminate that time frame of 6 to 12 months. And there are people out there that want to go through that entire process, which is completely fine. And that's why you have that option of going through the process of the 6 to 12 months or instantly locking up within 24 hours. So with the curly hair and the coarse hair, I'm also gonna give you the long route and also the instant route with the methods. So let's go ahead and move on to curly hair, which is 3A through 3C. 3A through 3C illustrated looks like this. And if you can't seem to match your hair with this, then this is what it looks like in person. So if you fall into this category, then you have a curly hair type. Now with each straight, curly, and coarse hair types, I'm only giving 1 method per hair type. So with this hair type, I'm doing the method of sponge rub. With the sponge rub method, you'll use a dreadlock sponge like this. This one is 2-sided, it has a more coarse side, and then it also has the side with the larger holes. This is an extremely effective tool for starting out locks. But the same thing with twist and rip with the straight hair, with the sponge, with curly hair, it's going to take about 6 to 12 months for that hair to actually want to fully mature. But the good thing about the sponge is it creates your sections, and all you have to do from then is maintain those sections until they fully mature. And of course, as you get new growth, then you'll do twisting with gel. And that's so that you can maintain those roots. And of course, if you don't want to use twisting with gel, then you can use a tool like the interlock tool, and that maintains all your roots as well. I do want to mention again that all the products that I'm mentioning in today's video are going to be linked down below. But of course, with the curly hair, if you want to speed up the process, you can do the same thing as I mentioned with the straight hair. You can start out with the sponge, and then once your sections are created, then you take those sections and then you instantly lock them up using a crochet hook. You can kind of see the pattern here. The crochet hook is really the best tool for dreadlocks, because not only can you instantly lock up dreadlocks, but you can also maintain any frizz or any new growth with just using this tool. Now let's move on to the coarse hair type, which is actually the easiest hair type to get dreadlocks with. The coarse hair is from 4A to 4C, and the method is actually pretty straightforward because it is a traditional route with doing twisting with gel. This is what the 4A through 4C hair types look on a diagram, and if you can't match your hair with what this looks like on the diagram, this is what the hair looks like in person. So if you fall into this category, then you have a coarse hair type. Now the only catch with this hair type range is that this hair will lock up within 3 to 6 months, maybe even quicker, because it's such a tight curl pattern and it wants to lock up as quick as possible. That's just how this hair type works. And the even better thing about this hair type, even though it might not be fully mature or even fully locked up, it still will appear that way just because the curls are so tight and will want to hold on to each other. But realistically, it's not going to be fully locked up until it reaches that 3 to 6 month mark. And that's keeping in mind that your hair is completely clean and you're on a good wash routine. But of course, if you want to shorten the time frame, even though it's already short, and you want to get it done in less than 24 hours, you can do the same process that I told you with the curly and the straight hair by using the crochet hook to instantly lock up the hair. And I've seen so many people do it even with this hair type. And that's the great thing about the crochet hook, is it works on every single hair type, and anybody with any hair type can instantly lock up their hair and have dreadlocks within 24 hours just using this simple tool. If you want products like the crochet hook or the interlock tool or even locking gel to make your dreadlocks, click the link down below to go to greatlocs.com to pick out the products that you need for your dreadlocks.